Hi and welcome back to part 3 of the Civic build. Where we left off from last episode, we took off the wheels, we did the front rocker bunny bumper, installed seats and seat brackets and a few other things, but I need to get this car running and on the road again. And I've still got a lot of things to fix on this car, including this fender, which I'm going to take off because it is completely destroyed. So yeah, wheels, we don't have any. And I don't really want to buy another 4-stud set of wheels for the Civic, which is the main part of this video, which we're going to do a 5-stud conversion on the car. And yes, it's a lot of work for a car that was just meant to be my daily, but I can't turn back now. As you can see, I've already collected a few parts for this conversion. Basically, for the front end swap, we have to take this, put it on here. Seems pretty easy. Future me here. My past self didn't know it at the time, but this was going to be very mentally and physically painful for myself. So I feel pretty stupid. I thought this was going to be easy. I've made a bit of progress off camera already. I've just got one more ball joint to pop off, then this will come off in one piece. Oh! We did it! Now that this is off, I'm going to go move to the coilovers. We're going to be taking the coilovers and the upper control arm back off. The reason I'm going to be taking all this extra stuff off is because we're going to be painting the underside of the car. I picked up this big tub of body deadener, which is what we'll be using to paint it with some brushes. Bam! I haven't started the front left hand side yet, so we're going to go do that now. Quick little tip, don't be lazy like me and use your flathead screwdriver as a chisel, because you'll end up breaking it like I did just now. This side took so long to get off, it's not funny. I think I got it off now, so happy days. Oh my god. Oh, I got it. Oh my god, that was scary. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. My lordy lord. This one? Yeah. Hey! Oh, you broke it! Look, what the hell, man? I think it's off. Ah! Hey. Unfortunately, my camera does at this point, and the next few clips don't really make sense because, well, my camera wasn't recording, so I'll quickly update you. We managed to remove all the suspension components and lay them out on the grass, very nice and organised for you all to see. That's basically it. Back to the video. So for the 5-lug nut conversion, obviously we're not using everything here. The things I will be reusing though are the front lower control arms, the bracket on the coilovers that attaches to the front lower control arm as well. We're not going to be reusing any of the rear suspension setup. Actually, I may have to reuse the rear lower control arm as I couldn't find the ones that I wanted. For the 5-lug conversion, these are the parts we have so far. We have the full front end conversion, just need to sort out the axles. And for the rear, I have DC5, Integra, calipers and rotors. I'm not sure if I want to reuse the rotors. If I do, I'll machine them. If not, I'll just buy a new set. There's also a lot of small things I need as well for this conversion, like a new e-brake cable, and for the rear calipers I need a new bracket for where the e-brake cable attaches to. I haven't sourced out any parts for that yet. I'm also still looking for a rear trailing arm at the moment from another Integra, but I think I found one, so that should be good. It was in fact not good, and it took me a month to find that trailing arm. Back to the video. And then I have a bunch of brand new parts coming for the front setup, like the tie rods, the upper control arm, a bunch of bushes, the rear upper control arm, and yes, a new suspension setup. Before I get started on the suspension setup again, we'll be moving to the actual underbody of the car. I was just thinking I should probably show you the before and after before I start cleaning it. They all look the same really, pretty dirty, just all brown. Same with the front. Alright, so I've just finished up cleaning the underside and it looks so much better. I feel like I don't even have to paint it. I've just finished up on the other side. It's still a little bit wet, so I have to wait for this side to dry before I paint it, along with the front looking amazing. A little behind the scenes on the TikTok videos. It's very satisfying putting this on the car for some reason. Dip it in the Vegemite. I just finished the first side and it looks so good. This side took me about 30 minutes to do, so I'm gonna go repeat and do the same for all the other ones now. My camera's running a little bit low on battery. Yes, I know, I bought new batteries. I'm too lazy to grab them, so we're just gonna go to before and afters basically. Actually, thinking about it, this might actually be Vegemite. Joking, that actually was Vegemite. Alright, it's been quite a bit. The underguard should be dried by now. It's looking very good. Unfortunately, this does not make the car run, obviously, so we need to sort out the suspension still. And this is the front spindles for the 5-stud setup. I ripped out the hubs and bearings for this, and we're just gonna get a wire brush, get rid of all the rust on it, and then give it a fresh coat of black paint, which I have right here. I've finished grinding this one down. It looks pretty good compared to this one. I haven't touched this at all, and I managed to get these ball joints out finally. I ended up just smacking it with a hammer until it came out. Fits basically perfectly into the screw here. There's actually a big difference between the back sides on both of those. Like, look at that. It's disgusting compared to that. So shiny. So we got our new bearings and boots installed, but we need to get a hub off so we can put it back in, but I can't do that without getting the old bearing ring off. So I've got this one off. I managed to get that separated, but I still have this one to do. Alright, here's where we're at the moment. We've actually made great progress. I've only done one at the moment, as you can tell, and yeah, there's a big difference. And I'm not going to paint over the hub as I want to keep it bare metal. I just hope it doesn't rust and goes back to that. So it's all back together now. We've got our old bearing that we had to cut up, and then we've got the new bearings and hub completely put together. I didn't choose to get a brand new hub. There's no point really, so I just tidied up the old ones, but you're not really going to see the hub when you've got wheels on it, so it's not going to matter. It does the job that it needs to do, so I'm happy. But it's not completely ready to go back onto the car because I still have a lot of parts that I have to clean up. Here's a quick closer look of what I'm doing at the moment. These are all the parts I've done already, and this is the last part I have to do. I'm just using the wire brush to get all the old rust and dust off these things basically. I just got to go over this a few more times, and then once the sun's out tomorrow I can then paint all of this. All the suspension components are ready for a new coat of paint. I've just finished cleaning them up. This is how everything's looking at the moment. The color I'm picking just to paint everything is just going to be simple black. I got some undercoat paint which I've already done the front knuckles with, and then I got a special heat paint for the calipers so it doesn't strip off. If you're wondering how I'm plugging up the holes, I'm not. I'm just using my finger because I don't really want to go out and buy tape. I'm either the laziest or dumbest person ever because I have gloves literally in my garage and probably taped somewhere else, and I decided not to use it. The one problem with doing a 5-stud conversion on a Civic is it's very hard to find the parts to do it. I couldn't find rear trailing arms, so I ordered some online. They were decently cheap because they were missing a few parts off the calipers, which I actually needed, so I'm gonna have to go order some more parts somehow. But I want to cut this open really quick just to see what's inside. Well, there's a trailing arm in here. I guess that's the good thing. I'm going to do this next part off camera, but if you want to know how to do this to your trailing arms, there are a lot of other YouTube videos up showing you how to do it. I'm sorry I couldn't record pulling this apart, but it's done. Anyways, moving on, we're going to start putting this back together. I am going to clean up the trailing arm like I did to all the other parts. This is how professionals paint car parts. Look at that. No. Oh, you're kidding. It's the next day. I picked up some more paint. I couldn't find the one I had before, so I bought the closest thing I could find to it. Hopefully it's not going to make it look too different, but we're going to go start spraying the parts I missed last time. Good thing about these lights is they get hot really quick, so it's going to make the paint dry a lot quicker, but the bad thing is it will blind you if it goes into your eyes. Oh! The black I was using before, it sort of has a wrinkle finish, but it doesn't, and this wrinkle has a lot of wrinkles in it, so I don't want to use too much of this. I don't know, I'll figure it out. Hopefully I can come up with something. I didn't explain this well in the video, but the paint I got made the trailing arm look very brown. So I put together some random black spray paints I had to try and make the trailing arms look the same. Yeah, it should be good. Sort of installed the hubs and bushes off camera, so you're not going to be able to see that, but good news, everything is done. Finally, 2 months later, it's ready to be put back onto the car, and all I need now is wheels. So everything you see here is 2 months of hard work, from going to the wreckers, finding parts online, stripping things, cleaning things, painting things, putting back together things, breaking some things, but we're here. So I'm going to start at the beginning with the front. We have our calipers, we have our forks for our coilovers, and then we have our front knuckles with our 5-stud bearings and hubs, and also our upper control arm and tie rods. Now to the rear, we have our rear trailing arms, our new bushes installed, and bearing hub installed as well with our new nut as well. Everything's put back together properly, I hope. I guess we'll find out when we fit it. But we also have our rear lower control arm. I decided to stick with the stock. I didn't want to switch to an aftermarket one just yet. And then we have our rear camber arm, I believe it is, and then our rear calipers as well. And you're probably thinking, if I put all this on the car, it's just going to go straight to the ground, because we're missing one key component here, and that is what's inside this box, and which is also the sponsor for this video. It's also upside down, but I apologize. If we open it up, have a quick look inside. Got a sticker and some little booklets. We got our little tools to adjust the coilovers, and then below this, here are our rear new coilovers we're going to be chucking into the Civic. They match the color scheme of the build we're going with, which is amazing, because before we had the orange ones, they were max speeds as well, orangey goldish, but this, it definitely complements the build a lot. Alright, I've taken the coilovers out of the box so we can get a better look of what we have. These are the coilovers that will be going in the rear. One of the things that I'm loving about these coilovers is the paint. It works out amazing because it actually matches everything else I have. Let's have a few more things to say about these coilovers really quick. These are the T7 coilovers. I'm gonna have these linked down in the description if you want to check them out. These coilovers are meant for daily driving and junior track use, which is perfect for me because I don't plan to be doing anything fancy in this slow car. So far we got our lower control arms installed, just have to tighten them up a little bit. Our upper control arms are sitting in here, but these are my old ones because basically, long story short, they don't fit in my car. So I pushed out the bushing, installed it into my old one, cleaned this up a little bit until I can go buy some brand new ones, probably some adjustable ones. But before I continue with putting more stuff in, I'm gonna take some other stuff out and install the new tie rods. As you can see, it doesn't look too great. And we got our new boots right here. There we go. Oh, I can't get it in the hole. Yeah. Oh my god, the Civic is finally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stud in one corner only, but hey, we got it. Once again, before we do anything else, I just want to try this because I can't not put a wheel on the car since I've just done the whole 5-side conversion. So we're gonna take one of my spare wheels and see what it looks like. So these aren't the wheels I'm running on the car, but so you know, these are 17 by 10 inches. The offset I think is around 12 or 0, around that range. These wheels look pretty big on the Civic, but I think once we chuck the body kit on it, it should be right, make it look a little bit normal. Okay, I swear, after this I'm done, I'll get back to work. Yeah, I know what you're thinking, this looks mad goofy, but I just wanted to try these wheels on because they're 18 by 10 and you don't really see any EK Civics running 18-inch rims. Alright, we're gonna keep this side short and simple, get this done in a nice transition. That's got to be one of my best transitions so far. But there we go, that's the other side done. Now we have to move on to the back. So this is what we were running before. Obviously the drum, 4-stud, bushings, like those are terrible, they're munted. Then we got the new ones, new hub. Basically a brand new car. I don't know if I'm putting any of the bolts in the right holes, if I'm honest with you. Made a bit of progress, we've got one more corner to go. I did do this side, I didn't record too much. I've only just put the bolts in, I haven't tightened anything up at all. And then we've got the last corner which I haven't started to put in yet. I've just spent the last 1 hour looking for a bolt which I've completely lost, and now the sun's disappeared. So now I have to try and install this at night, where not only you won't be able to see much, but I won't be able to see much either. Here we go. Gotta get this bolt through this hole with a washer, then through this hole, then another washer, then the same hole on the other side. Tip number 1. Ooh, yeah. Oh, I got the washer on the wrong side. Here we go. It's a little bit easier. No, I lost my washer. Alright, 4 for 10. It's looking good. It's looking good. Sorry, as soon as my camera died, I finally got the bolt in, but I can put the nut on the other end now. Gonna call it here for a night though, so I can actually do something in the daytime tomorrow afternoon. Apologise, my voice is completely gone, but it doesn't matter because I'm completely lost for words anyway right now. Alright, have a little look at this, tell me what you think. So right here are the brand new wheels we just picked up, which we are putting onto the Civic. So we have our front here, which is 18 by 10, positive 15. And then we have 18 by 12, negative 20. These are probably the cleanest work wheels I've ever seen. My battery's going flat, so I'm going to be as quick as possible as I can just to show you. Yeah, there's a little bit of poke, but that's perfect for a body kit, which we have to chop up and put it on. So for the lip, we have a nice bronze, and then in the middle, we have a nice silver, which I reckon the combo is just bloody beautiful. And then once the car's all black in the same color, these wheels will just shine. We can turn, which is a good thing. We're gonna have to make some adjustments under the fender so we won't scrub as much. But I'll probably skip to tomorrow where we're gonna be fitting the new tires onto these wheels. Alright, we've changed location. We've got the rims with me. We've got a tire machine, and then we've also got our valve caps, and then obviously our center caps. And then right here are the tires we're gonna be fitting. For the rear, I'm running 315/30, and they are very wide. Like, that's my whole hand, and that's about half. But for the rear, I had to go with stretched, so I'm able to fit these onto the Civic without too much rub. These are 235/40, so it looks like they have the same amount of side profile, which is pretty good. Comparing them to each other, this is my hand on one of them, and then this hand on, okay, that's ridiculous. Before I put the tires onto the wheels, I need to not forget one thing, and that is the valve caps. Should be pretty easy to install these. I'm pretty sure you just gotta plop it in that hole like that, and then, oh crap, I can't really do it with one hand, so we'll do a quick transition. And done. Now I've got to do this 3 more times. Alright, I've got the rim on the tire machine, and this thing barely fits on it. It's ridiculous. I don't have my stand with me to record while I do this, so we're just gonna do this off camera, unfortunately. This is it. The day, the moment we've all been waiting for. Well, I have at least, but I have a few more small things to do that we could put them on. I did have a bit of a problem with the rear tires, so we didn't put these ones on, and then I went ahead and picked up some newer ones so I wouldn't have to change them basically a month down the line. I ended up going size-wise for the tires 295/30 for the side profile. These rotors are disgusting, but I don't have anything else to put on at the moment, so I'm gonna chuck these on until I can figure out what I'm gonna put on instead. I'm not gonna chuck the calipers on. I want to, but I have to jack the car up again later to adjust the coilovers, so I'll just put them back on then, I guess. I thought I'd show you a quick before and after of the 5-stud conversion from when I first started this to when I finished it. So with these wheels, since they're 18 inches, stock is 15 on a Civic, so long story short, they don't really fit on the car. I've been at it for a fair few minutes, and I've managed to bend this whole part backwards so it's aligned with the wall here, and I will have to paint over this again, but this should give me enough room so I can actually turn my wheels, otherwise I won't be able to drive. Yeah, I definitely can't see these fitting on the car today. It's ridiculous. For the rear, obviously, you know, I cut the rear quarter panel, but it's actually not enough for these wheels. But yeah, the car's not even on the ground at the moment, and it's almost touching already. So as much as I want these wheels to go on right now, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get them on. Oh, oh my god. This is how much gap we have at the moment between the tyre and the car, like literally a leaf. God dang it. So obviously I have already cut up the quarter panel before to fit my old set of wheels, but since I had to do it again, this is the old overlap stuff I didn't need, so I've taken this off, and then now we should be able to fold it back up again to suit my new set of wheels. I'm going to be applying a little bit of rust converter this time, because I don't actually think I did last time, and it has started to get a little bit of rust, and we don't want that, but this should fix it very nice. Oh, accidentally hotboxed the car. Hell yeah, we got it. Here we go, look at that, and I cannot open my pliers anymore. The rust converter's done its job on this side, so I'm gonna go quickly grab some paint and just paint over all the bare metal parts. Had to make a few small adjustments, but I think we've got everything sorted. God damn, I forgot. This thing literally looks like a monster truck. It's crazy. I want to get this car on the ground before sun goes down, and I don't really have much time, so I'm not going to record me trying to get this car off the jacks. It's been like a solid 2-3 months since my car's actually touched the ground, and today is the first time she touches the ground with her new wheels. And I just made it in time before it went dark. The quality is going to be a little bit crap just because the sun is coming down. The rears came out pretty good. I didn't want to lower it fully because I wasn't sure how much room I would have, but I can take it down a lot more because we do have some gap underneath the car. It isn't much, but it is quite a lot in my opinion. This side though, we are cutting it very close. I can't even slide my finger in between there. Fronts came out quite nice. I can lower this as well, which is good. But damn, these tires look very girthy on this car. Like, obviously the conversion isn't completely finished, but the majority of it is done, and I only have those few small things like the e-brake cable and then axle shafts, which I wasn't able to do in this video because I just didn't have enough time. But I'm very happy that I managed to get this done. It's seriously taken me so long to get these wheels and conversion onto the car. There's a few things I want to talk about before I end the video. I still have a lot of work for this car, including the body kit and finishing off this conversion. I still have to make a few small adjustments to the car, like getting these sorted out because I obviously can't leave it like that. Like, you can literally see into the car. I'll fix this up off camera though, because we did actually already do it in a past video. The front wheels are out of whack so much, poking out that way and that way, so I got to fix that up also. But if you're wondering what's the next stage, what's the next step in the build, it is the 350Z Rocket Bunny body kit. Now I already just test fitting this with the wheels on it at the moment. It looks pretty bloody good, but I obviously have to cut it up because it's not just going to be a straight bolt on thing to the car, unfortunately. This car is actually so close to being done. It doesn't look like it, but the next video you see on the Civic will be its last episode. I'm still new to this YouTube thing. I've only done about 3-4 videos, but practice makes perfect. I promise I'll get there one day, know how to make a good video, but until then you're just gonna have to put up with me. But anyway, please like, subscribe, do any of those other things. It'd be much appreciated. See you in the next video.